Part 1. The Buzzcut Boy. I used to wake up at 5:30 sharp. The scent of coconut oil already in the air. My mother would be waiting with a comb and a tiny brass pot filled with oil, ready to give me that same middle-parted oil set every week. It had been my look for years, a clean buzz cut, neatly oiled scalp, and a straight, obedient mustache that barely curled. People said I looked like an NCC cadet, always on time, always clean-shaven, always nodding. Every 2 weeks, I'd walk to the same old saloon near Napoli, where Raviana would greet me with a smile. Usual kata, buzz cut and mustache trim. I'd nod, and he'd start. The gentle were the clippers on my scalp, the rhythmic scrape of the scissors above my lip. It gave me a sense of control. I was a man of discipline, a mama's boy in many ways, but something in me quietly longed to rebel. Part 2. The growth phase. Everything shifted when I moved to Mumbai for a shoot. It was my first time staying alone. No mother, no familiar barber. Just me, my silence, and a mirror I started to stare at longer than usual. I skipped one trim, then another. Weeks became months. My buzz cut grew out, messy at first, but I began to style it with curl cream and sea salt spray. My mustache, which I once feared letting loose, began curling naturally at the edges, and the stubble, thick, strong, and black, crept in, framing my jawline like it had been waiting. By the time I returned to Hyderabad 6 months later, my look was unrecognizable. Sandeep Navu, my mother asked, surprised, her hand brushing my cheek. Beard NRA? Kaluthikalaga Anai. But she smiled. I had become a man in her eyes, not just by age, but by presence. I maintained it meticulously. Weekly beard shaping appointments. Fade undercut. Mustache waxed and brushed out. But I wasn't just grooming a beard. I was grooming my own sense of wildness, masculinity, and freedom. Part 3. Breaking point, the shave. And then the loss came. My grandfather passed away. The man who gave me my first cycle, my first pocket money, my roots. The rituals began the next day. The priest glanced at me, his eyes pausing on my long hair and thick beard. Gundala Kudali, but beard unchavachu. Varasudaki Tagadu. I had to go tonsured, as the air, but could retain the beard. I was silent. I looked in the mirror one last time that morning. Hair tied back, thick beard full and majestic, lips hidden under a soft, downturned mustache. Then I sat on the wooden stool, shirtless, surrounded by uncles and cousins, watching with quiet reverence. The barber arrived. An old man. No machine, only a straight razor, a bowl of cold water, and his experience. Ready, he asked. I gave a single nod. The first stroke down the center of my scalp made me shiver. I could feel the blade glide against skin, the crunch of follicles as hair parted from flesh. Strands fell on my chest like black feathers. Stroke after stroke, the breeze cooled my raw skin as more of my head became bare. The moment he reached the back of my head, I closed my eyes. I felt vulnerable, yet proud. He left the beard untouched, carefully avoiding it as he wiped my scalp with a hot towel. I looked at myself in the mirror afterward, bald, sharp, fierce. My beard, thick-shaped, defiant, stood as the last remnant of my rugged phase. And it looked perfect. Part 4. The mirror speaks. It's been 3 months now. I kept the bald look for a while. The beard became my identity. It stood in contrast, soft head, rough jaw, a man who had seen innocence, rebellion, and loss, all etched into how he looked. Sometimes people ask why I don't grow my hair back. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But now, when I stare into the mirror, I see someone who has walked through fire, a man shaped by his own choices, rituals, and hair. And every transformation, every stroke of blade and fall of hair, has peeled back layers to reveal the truest version of me.